So there we are, tipped and on our way. Ridiculously delayed, as I was expecting with that place for some reason. I seem to think that it's clever or funny or appropriate that they keep you hanging about for hours, which is a shame really, because yeah, it's probably knackered the rest of my day. The rubbish here along the side of the roads. That's the village of, or the town of Pt2. Rubbish, crazy man. That's the town of Pt2 up above us. Bari's at the back of that, and then the sea is the other side of that again. Maybe boy just wants to overtake on the double white lines. So yeah, that's probably going to make the difference between getting the third drop of the day off and not, which means that I could have had a 24 off yesterday and still done what I've done this morning, which means that instead of being able to run for another week, I have to park up in a couple of days. So yeah, well done fellas. Anyway, let's crack on. There's the strange office or whatever it is from yesterday. We were on the other side, obviously coming down towards Bari. We're just over an hour north now. Finally, a bit of the sea to show you. As you can see, we're running right along the edge of the coast here, but you can't see a great deal of it because you tend to dip down, and there's a railway line that runs along there, and the old national road and all the rest of it, so you don't get to see a great deal of it, believe it or not, even though you're running along the Adriatic coast. But yeah, there it is, just for those that might want to see it. We've got just under 100 miles to go, and I've got 2 hours, just about 2 hours left. So if I have a really good run and I can get sort of average 52, 53 miles an hour, which you sometimes can do out here, then I'm likely to get there before I need to put a brake in, which would be excellent given the debacle of this morning. But they were doing roadworks in front of us now on some of the bridges and tunnels, so if I get caught up in any of them, then that's going to slow me down and I will need to take a break. But to pinch one of my great sayings, it is what it is. You can see the coast there. It's a fairly rough day. Anyway, let's crack on. I'm hoping you can see all the mountains in the distance up there, all snow covered and all the rest of it. And we're just dropping into the plain in the bottom. We're coming over some hilly bits, that's all. It's not really mountainous this side. But look at that in front, man. Wow. Spectacular views. As I say, we're dropping down into the valley floor here, really. There's some spectacular bridges on this route. I mean, look how high that is, and the view you get from the top. You can see the sea over there, and mountains over that side. The only thing is, it's hard to say, the Italians are not very good at building bridges. So they've all got roadworks on them, checking out their, I believe, checking out their structural integrity after the one that collapsed. Was it Naples? I think it was in Naples. Sadly, a few people lost their lives when they were driving over it as it collapsed, apparently. But yeah, further we get up here, there's even more. I'll show you some. And the tunnels and the bridges are all being worked on, which is what I was a bit worried about, slowing us down. So far we've been extremely lucky, but when I was coming the other way the night before last, there was roadworks on this side with long stretches of it shut. So I don't know where the diversion went, but I guess it wasn't a good one. Anyway, let's see how we get on. This is a high one. I was talking to a mate of mine the other day about these fences. Look at that, I like the way they've put like just a chain mesh fence along the side as though that's going to stop you. But anyway, bit of a water park coming there, look. And then the beautiful sea in the background. We're going up over this one, and then we've got 7 miles to the drop point, and I've got 16 minutes in which to do it. So hopefully we'll do it before I need a break, because that's going to be a bit of a killer, isn't it? I need 2 minutes off having to take 30 minutes, because I have already had a 15. Anyway, so that's the second drop off. He was none too pleased about having to move 12 pallets, and I have to say I can see his point, because they've loaded it wrong. But let's just sort that out. Right, we've got 150 miles to the next drop, so if we can do that in 3 hours, that'll give me just a 13-hour day to be able to have 11 off. If I get any delays, or they take longer than 15 minutes to tip me, which they probably will, then I'm going to end up doing a 15-hour day, and then it's only worth having 9 off. But we're not going to know till we get there, so let's get there. Here we are, back up on the autostrada. 150 miles to go to the next one. Cleared my brake, so I don't need a brake, but like I say, it's just whether the day will turn into a 13 or a 15, or even if they'll tip me, because by the time I get there, it's 1400 now UK time, so 1500 here, I'm 3 hours off, that's 1800. So they may not even tip me till tomorrow anyway. Good morning and welcome back to part 2 of the Italian job. We've had our break so that we can work 6 shifts, and we've got our reload details, which is 5 collections over near Florence. Now that's on the west coast and I'm on the east coast. The quickest way would have been straight across country, but when I woke up this morning there was a light dusting of snow on the truck. It's -1 at the moment. It was colder earlier on, and I was a bit concerned that if I did take the back road, which is only about 25 miles shorter, though it does take you through the middle of Florence then to get to my washout, whereas this way takes you around. Anyway, as I say, it was only 25 miles shorter, but I thought up on the hills travelling across country there may be some snow or ice or whatever, so I considered this to be the safer route, which even SatNav says is quicker. So we're going up to Bologna to skirt Bologna and then come back down towards Florence. As I say, we're going to wash out, and then we've got programmed, we've got 4 collections today and 1 for tomorrow morning. My hope is that we'll get all 5 on today and I can get up the road a bit as well. But that famous old saying, it is what it is. We shall have to see. We've got around Bologna on the ring road, and we're heading south now. I thought it's a Ferrari, this, look. Imagine living in Italy and you've got a black Ferrari. You can only have red Ferraris. Ferraris have got to be red. They've got to be red. What on earth's that about? Nice old car though, GTS Turbo. Wow. That's like an old Magnum car. Anyway, yeah, here we are. We're on the A1 heading south towards Florence. We've got 45 miles to go. Then we're going to get the washout, and I think there's a Q8 garage opposite, so I'm going to probably, I might have half a tank. Yeah, I'll have a think about fuel. As you can see, it's there's frost on the glass panes, and there is a bit of snow up in the mountains there. So maybe I made the right decision by coming this way. Anyway, the decision's been made now. Just coming up to a couple of tunnels here, look. some of the old bridges there, look at the state of that one. It's scary really, given the Italians' reputation for bridge building. Some of these tunnels are really, really long. We've just been through one. I must have been in it about 10 minutes. But the good thing is, they're 3 lanes, or 2 lanes and a hard shoulder. They're more modern than the Mont Blanc, so the traffic keeps flowing. And in fairness, we were rattling through there flat to the mat. 54, 53, 54 mile an hour, a massive queue of trucks, but everybody just flying along, so you're still making good time. Quite nice around here. Last time I was here was at a racetrack called Mugello, beautiful racetrack, where I was taking pictures for of MotoGP, which is what I used to do in a past life. Yeah, you can see over there, look beautiful. Just a bit hazy this morning, which is a shame. Mugello. Yeah, we're making good progress though. 20 miles to 13 miles on the autostrada, 19 miles to the wash-off. So I like figures like that. It means that you're spending most of the time on a main road, and at most you're going to have 6 miles of messing about. Anyway, on we go. But we're at the auto wash. Matey boy at the back of me there, he's in front of me. He was parked where I am. The problem is, because of the temperature, it's frozen at the moment, so he's saying he's going to give him a go. Hopefully it'll work, and then get me in next. Okay, here we are, I think, at the first one. Part of the name rings a bell. Beautiful place. I think I'm going to be loading these plants, because they all look like nurseries that I'm going to. Old Marco Pantani on the bike there, he's just been around the block in. Just past him. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, it looks like they're on lunch at the moment, which is a bit of a downer. But I'll have a wander around, see what I can find. And we'll get the first of 5 on. Hopefully I can get them all on, like I say, and get up the road a bit. Wow, it's nice round here. Past one of the places that I'm loading on the way in as well, just at the side of the motorway, so they're all pretty close now. Right, well, being delayed there. Oh dear, I should be at drop 3 now. And even after I got to that one early, I've still been delayed getting loaded, but loaded I am. I still haven't got all the paperwork, but she knows where I'm going for my second drop, second collection rather, which is 2.4 miles away. And she says, don't worry, you go and I'll bring the paperwork to you. So, my God. So that's what I'm going to do. But as you can see, there's a van coming up here. This is the type of roads we're on. All good fun.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto Via then take the first right.
Right, shouldn't be long. It says 2.2 miles to my next one, so should be okay, hopefully. Well, Google's brought me to this place here, which is another one that I'm not loading at. But just as he's giving me directions, old matey boy in a little pickup in front of me that you can just see turned up from the place that I'm loading from, saying he's expecting a lorry. So I said, yeah, that's me. So he's taking me in. It must be good ground for growing these trees or shrubs and whatever they're growing around here, because there's loads of growers. So yeah. Well, we've got the first one on this morning, which is actually the third collection. This is matey boy, I think it's the owner or certainly one of the bosses in front of me, because he says my next collection is very, very difficult and tight and narrow. So he's driving in front of me. He's going to escort me as far as he can. Then he's got me the number of the boss at the next place who's going to come out and meet me to guide me the last couple of miles. So hopefully
turn right onto the
all will go well. But as usual, we shall see. And as usual, I am way behind what's
At the end of the street,
where I thought I'd
turn left.
be. But here we go. That's another one on. That's number 4. Should have been on yesterday, but hey ho. Thankfully, our guide took me straight there, and my God, it was difficult. Fair play. We'd have struggled without him, because the sat nav and Google Maps and everything would have taken me up roads that absolutely were not suitable. Anyway, got in and out, got loaded. The problem, I think, may be that they have used up more space than they were actually allocated, so there's only about 3 foot of deck space on the back, so God knows what this next one's going to be like, if he's got plenty of stuff, which he may well have. He's probably booked however many meters of space, and he's going to find out that he hasn't got all that available. But it's 6 miles away. We're back onto, this is a semi-decent road, and the next road is an SR, which is a Strada Regionale, which is hopefully a bit bigger again. I think this is an SP, yeah, this is an SP, which is Strada Provinciale, which is a provincial road as opposed to a regional road, and the regional roads are bigger and better. So yeah, we're down here, we turn right onto the regional road, and then it's probably 3 or 4 miles to on that decent road, and then we should be at somewhere near the next collection point. I've still got a problem in that the second collection haven't delivered their paperwork to me. They were going to meet me there. They're now going to have to meet me at this last one.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right onto Strada Regionale Pt2.
They're now going to have to meet me at the last one, which is actually closer to them anyway, but it's just becoming a bit of a pain in the bum now. Oh, we're going to have to stop here. There we are. So yeah, we'll carry on and we'll get done. Just a quick update. I waited over 4 hours at the last place to get loaded. Well, they had lunch, then to get loaded, and then to get the customs paperwork sorted, which we eventually did. And we've set off heading north. For some reason my sat nav's taking me a crazy way, so I'm working around that, unless it knows something I don't, in which case I've dropped a real clanger. So yeah, we're heading north. I've got what time is it now? 5. I've got 6 hours left on my spread over. I've just done an hour's driving, so I can probably do another 3.5, have a break, and probably get another hour up the road, which might actually serve me well today, because I'm not going to make Mont Blanc, and the tunnel shuts at 10 PM anyway and reopens at 6 AM. So by the time I get up there, it's going to be at least that. But I can have 9 off, and it'll be open it'll be open a good hour by the time I kick off in the morning, which will be good because it should have cleared any backlog. So yeah, not a great deal to show you at the moment, apart from we're stuck in this traffic jam. Good morning all, here we are at Aosta. Excuse me. We've just been through the control for the Mont Blanc to pick up a ticket. Stopped at Aosta last night, there on the left hand side, and Mont Blanc is up in front of us somewhere. I'm not sure which one is which, to be honest. I should find out. Beautiful. Anyway, it was -8, it's -4 now. We've got a big day ahead of us today. We need to get as close as we can to Calais without getting too close, obviously, because of the migrant situation. But I'm hoping to get to a truck stop at junction 61, which is a good hour south of Calais. And then that'll leave me not too much to do tomorrow, but still got enough time, because I've got a changeover apparently in Kent, probably Ashford, to come back down to Paris, to Rungis, to the meat market. So I want to be there as soon as possible so I can start getting my time off again. But I'll when we get a bit closer to the mountains up here, I'll just put a bit of time lapse in and you can see the journey up, because it's quite spectacular. Okay, this is us going through the heat check now at top of Mont Blanc on the Italian side. Then we go up to the booth and pay with our card, and
turn left on E25, then enter the tunnel.
The ticket from the bottom, and then we pull into the frigo bit. Buongiorno. Grazie. There we go, that's in paid. We pull round here, following the signs for a frigo, and pull into any available space, where hopefully, before long, we will get somebody to escort us through. Inside the tunnel, just starting our convoy through with the escort up in front. I'm truck number 3. It's 3 degrees from -8 this morning down at Aosta, but as you can see, the speed limit signs up above there, minimum 50, maximum 70, and we have to keep 2 blue lights on the tunnel wall between us. So he's just passed one, he should be passing the second one now, so I'm too close. So what's going on here? Well, he's coming from behind me. I don't know if it's... That's the fire tender. Well, that's good news. That's the fire truck coming back, so hopefully there was no call for that. Okay, well, we've been here 30 minutes and they've just lifted the barrier now, so we're good to go. Hopefully, as I say, everybody will be okay and we're on our way. Well, we've just passed the 1 kilometre to go sign to get us out of the tunnel. We've been travelling along at 50 k's. This looks like it may be what the problem is. Yeah, there's a fire truck and a wrecker. of debris, so it looks like poor bloke's just broken down, which is good in a way that obviously nobody's hurt or injured, so that's good. Right, we'll be out in a moment into the fresh air, the French side, and I'll probably just put you on a bit of time lapse then, dropping down the mountain so you can see what we do. Go. Out. And we're out. Got the queues building up the other side. All in the holding area there, and they'll all be backed down the mountain. So yeah, there we are. And that's us down off Mont Blanc, the French side. I don't know, well, you'll have seen the accident on the way down. I don't know whether it was a car or a truck involved.
Keep left to A40.
I couldn't see anybody or anything, but again, hope everybody was okay. But Christ, I bet he needed clean underwear after crashing into that barrier, because the other side just drops down a massive ravine. Ah dear. Right, here we are. Beautiful out here. And then mountains, all snow and rocks and everything. Beautiful.
Continue on A40.
Right, next stop is fuel and AdBlue. And then push on north until Fort Arfsub. We're going to stop for some lunch and work out where we're going to get to. Well folks, just a quick catch up before it gets too dark once again. Pretty uneventful trip up, nice weather, didn't get much above sort of 5 or 6 degrees, but bright and dry, which is always nice conditions to drive in. We're not going to get as far as I hoped tonight, so we start to struggle finding parking and all the rest of it, but I think I've got somewhere sussed, hopefully. I've had to stop and get a padlock because there wasn't one with this truck, unfortunately, and I needed a couple of angle mort stickers, so I got them as well, and had a shower and a shave, so killed 5 birds with 3 stones. We've got 240 miles left to Calais, and we're going to do, let me see, I've got 2.5 hours driving left, and I think I found somewhere about 125 miles away. So averaging 50 miles an hour, that means I should be able to just get there in my 2.5 driving that's left. I can generally over here do slightly more than 50 miles an hour. You probably end up averaging about 52, 54 sometimes even. So that'll be good. That'll give me a couple of extra minutes just to find somewhere to get parked up, and then I'll be able to kick off in the morning and get up to Calais, cross and do my changeover and get back into Civep before I need a break. I can have my break at Civep and then run it down to Rungis excuse me, and get packed up. So yeah, that's the plan. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Thanks for subscribing. I got loads of new subscribers just lately. It's gone absolutely crazy for some strange reason. I don't know why. I'd like to think that my videos are getting slightly better and more interesting, and they're getting pushed by YouTube a bit more. So yeah, thanks for subscribing. If you want to share anything, if you've got any questions, stick them in the comments. I'll answer anything I can. If there's anything you want to see, anything you want to know, I'll gladly try and film it for you. Just again, just stick it in the comments. Thanks very much, guys.